UFC 246. We both stayed up and managed to watch the fight.
It was actually a slog, wasn't it?
It's mad how like you stay awake for all them sort of fights and none of them were great, and then it gets to the main event and it was 40 seconds long.
Were you impressed with any fight bar that last fight?
I was impressed in the heavyweight fight, your man only Anik with the choke from the ground.
Yeah, he's like incredible. I think him and then Carlos Diego. Impressed with him. Like he just beat up Pettis for like 7 minutes, and then that Tim Elliott fight was impressive. Me and Barry are always very impressed when people are really good at blocking punches with their face.
Yeah. It reminded us of bare knuckle boxing in a way.
Yeah.
And Ross said Elliott should now take on Jason Knight.
Yeah, but I'd watch it. Would you watch it?
Yeah, I'd watch it. Yeah.
Why not? First of all, Barry, before we actually get into obviously the main event, which is what people are actually interested in, do you think UFC is after turning like almost boxing X-esque, that they can put McGregor on top of the card and then like they can actually put dirt underneath the card and then everyone will just like watch it anyway?
Yeah, because like if you look at even the people that were there watching in attendance, like there was like Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, Matthew McConaughey, Tyson Fury,
Dana White. No, but like even like all the fighters made sure they were there. Usman, Masvidal, Uriah Faber was there. Like I was like, Jesus, man, everyone's in Vegas this weekend. And then Baz you were like, people are in Vegas every weekend, man. And I was like, yeah, people are like in January. It's like impressive.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
because like, I don't think Dana White would be able to like pay Tom Brady just to fly out and go to that. You know, like these people are there by their own.
I don't think Tom Brady paid for his ticket, even though like you'd 100% afford him.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but it's gotten beyond that now. People want to see Conor McGregor. I went on to all their Instagram.
Yeah, but like LeBron James tweeted after as well.
LeBron James, yeah.
I'm sure Cristiano Ronaldo was watching as well because like he's a big McGregor fan as well.
Yeah.
Like in fairness, he like draws in all the stars.
That's the thing, because in the lead up to this, people were saying, "Oh, it's not really being talked about," or "Are people really going to tune in?" And then everyone did tune in.
Yeah, it's he just brings such superstardom to it, and even like before the fight, like Megan Levy did some video. She probably did a day or two beforehand, but it was like showing them on the Forbes list. You know what I mean? Like no other like UFC star they go the Forbes list, and also it makes like Dana White's argument to him like fighter pay and stuff like that. Being like, Conor McGregor was the 4th best paid person in sports 2 years ago. So like, you know what I mean? You have to sort of shoot your shot when it comes to that. Yeah,
remember it came up in 2019 and it said he earned like over 40 million. And then Ross was like, yeah, he fought Khabib that year. And I was like, I think he fought Khabib in like October 2018. And we look back, he actually didn't fight in 2019. Still made over $40 million.
Yeah, he was the 22nd best paid sports star in 2019 for not fighting.
Yeah, man.
It's incredible, really, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing stuff, man, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, and then I suppose we should look into the actual fight itself.
But we'll maybe go a bit into the build-up, because the build-up actually lasted longer than the fight.
Oh, well, when I say get into the fight, I mean like from the walkouts onwards.
Oh, no, I was talking about like press conferences and stuff.
All right, yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, like, I mean...
Why not?
Like, in the build-up to it, we were like, what sort of Conor is going to come out? Like, obviously, he was like really relaxed, like shook hands with Cowboy. The two of them were almost best friends.
Yeah, Cowboy Jack was slick, wasn't it?
Python.
Yeah, the Python jacket with the hat. Although, whatever way the lighting worked in that press conference, you said to me, is like, you can't actually see Cowboy's face, which was actually not very good.
Yeah, because like to the average fan, they wouldn't really know who Cowboy is. So they would be like, who is this mysterious guy?
Yeah, I was asked a lot during the week, being like, who's your man who he's fighting? And I was like, oh, it's Cowboy Cerrone. And they were like, or Don Cerrone, his nickname's the Cowboy.
Yeah.
And they were like, is he any good or what? They were like, he's 37. And I was like, well, he's got like the most wins in UFC history, the most bonuses in UFC history, and he's got like the most head kick knockouts in UFC history. And they were like, all right, I thought he was fighting some absolute washed up fella. And like after watching the fight, they're gonna be like, you told me that fella wasn't washed up.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You know what I mean? Cowboy's like the man, and it just, I don't know, he's notoriously known for being a slow starter.
Yeah.
I think I was watching Chael Sonnen and go, my one advice for Cowboy Cerrone would be to be going into round 3 in that first round when you walk out the octagon and do 2 rounds backstage.
Yeah, get warmed up.
Yeah, but obviously he didn't. In terms of the press conferences, what should make McGregor be nice to Cerrone?
I know,
he's like very complimentary to him. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, Donald's brilliant.
I tell you, something's after happening to Conor over the last while. He's after turning a new leaf.
Finding God.
Yeah, finding God maybe. Yeah, but Tony Robbins as well. He was actually he was there in attendance as well. But
He was there afterwards. I see him in the Oscar. How could you not see that?
how could you not see
massive.
him? Yeah, like, it's like Shaquille O'Neal almost. He's almost as big as him. But it was strange seeing Conor like this. He was just like almost. I didn't know if he needed to be like fired up in order to go out and kill someone, or he was too relaxed that I didn't like. We couldn't gauge what sort of Conor we were going to get because this was a brand new one. So therefore, you're probably going to see a brand new one in the octagon.
I think Conor learned that he went into that Khabib fight and he carried his emotions in with him, and he had such a detest for Khabib that it didn't actually work out in his favour. The best Conor is always the cool, calm, and collected Conor. Like if you look at the Conor that beat Aldo, the Conor that beat Alvarez, look how like relaxed he was in the octagon.
Yeah,
like he hated Khabib. He wanted to go in there and smash him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it didn't actually work out in his favour. You could also see that, you know, the way he was carrying himself, the way he was talking, he was so much more clear-headed, and like he wasn't, you know, when he was fighting Khabib, like every third word that came out of his mouth was proper 12 whiskey.
Yeah.
And like this time around, like he might mention at the start, mention at the end, and that's about it. So he really had a nice dance partner in Cerrone. Cerrone had no interest in trying to like insult McGregor either, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knew that like McGregor picked him to be his dance partner, and he was going to make more money than he never made ever off a fight. So like Cerrone was always going to be happy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah. The thing is as well, Conor with the time off now he's back obviously, but he like everything he had going on in the background, he had that sort of done. As in, like he like promoted proper 12 so much. That's done now. It's like right the next chapter, really. You know.
Yeah, and McGregor said himself he got complacent. He was drinking all the time, and like he go to training one day and then go on the piss for 3 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People were so excited to have him back, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, it was incredible. Like I've never seen so many people on ESPN who don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It was actually frightening to see.
Yeah.
Me and Barry were like threw it on. I think it was like 11 o'clock, and obviously the fight didn't happen till 5:30 in the morning. And there was these two guys on. One fella was so stiff, and he was sitting there, and like you just tell he didn't know what he was talking about. And then there was another fella like 100% reading off the teleprompter.
Yeah.
Which is like fine to do when you can do it with a bit of confidence, but they just didn't have a clue. You can just tell when someone's sitting there and they don't have a breeze what they're on about.
I think it's even more obvious when you never see these guys ever, right? And then all of a sudden Conor McGregor's fighting, they're like breaking stuff down. You're like, where were you last month for whatever event was on, you know?
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It's like, this is the first UFC event I've ever watched. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Here, did you see Dan Blazarian lost $1 million on betting on Cowboy?
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to miss that, isn't he?
Oh, no, yeah, but I was like, serves him right.
We should probably get into the fight then, really, shouldn't we, man?
Yeah, well, actually, you know what I just want to say? I think a lot of people were like questioning like McGregor's drawing power and stuff like that after the Khabib fight, and they were like, oh, he's lost. He hasn't won a fight since 2016, which is like true, but also like it's not exactly accurate to say he hasn't like really been fighting since 2016. Yeah. He fought Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer of all time, and he fought Khabib, who's undefeated in MMA. Also, like, in fairness, McGregor has the same opportunity to do all the hard training that Khabib does, but like Khabib like religiously has never drank. McGregor just released new whiskey, so like it was that was always going to like go against McGregor. It wasn't going to like favour him anyway.
Yeah.
Although most people when they have a few whiskeys think they're a better fighter. But like sometimes I feel like people like have forgotten how good McGregor's performances were in previous fights, because me and Barry were discussing it before the fight, and we're like, oh, what do you think McGregor's 3 best performances are? And like we both agree that like his performance against Eddie Alvarez is like the greatest title fight performance of all time.
Yeah.
Then obviously the Jose Aldo one like has to be second, and then I think we sort of had Poirier third. I think you said Seaver because you love that fight.
Yeah, no, he just has so many standout performances, and like even my sister and my dad asked about the fight, and like they never like watch any fights. Yeah. And then like the video was because it was only 40 seconds. It was like long enough to be like an Instagram.
Yeah.
An Instagram.
That's what happened. Jade's dad was like, "Oh, I saw you won the fight," and I was like, "Do you want to see the fight?" And he was like, "I was like, oh, it was like we don't have that channel." I was like, "No, you can watch it on Instagram. It's fine. Don't worry."
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but like my sister and my dad were so baffled how Cowboy Cerrone didn't even hit him.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I think Conor McGregor threw 20 strikes and landed 19. He missed the first one.
See, that's the thing, right? People be like, "Oh, you're up to his ass," or "You're saying he's that good and he's not." But it's like we watch hundreds of fights.
Yeah,
we've seen
it's not thousands.
Yeah,
thousands.
that's what I mean. And no
like
one
he
else
stands
does
out.
that.
He stands out.
No one else does that.
No.
Like as much as if you want to like him or not want to like him, no one else does that.
No, it was an absolute incredible performance,
and that's why he's that big of a superstar.
Yeah. And like Don Cerrone, like he obviously was hyping himself up for the fight. He was like, people can't say I win the big one. Well, here's the biggest one of all, and let's see if I can win this.
He could have been like the next Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
like there was a lot to win.
And also, I think another thing going into that was they were saying that McGregor like lost a lot of his Irish backing, but there seemed to be a lot of Irish people over in Vegas for him as well. Like I saw multiple Irish rugby jerseys over there. The Irish flags were flying. Some fella had an Irish flag so big, I was like, how's he getting that into the stadium?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was that big. And then the weigh-ins, like it was another like one of those things where you take the picture from behind McGregor and you're like, fucking hell, that looks like more people than are going to go to the fight tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And I suppose when they came out, right, Cowboys sort of came out, whatever. First of all, I think we both agreed. We thought his t-shirt was shit, didn't we?
Yeah. It's very basic.
Yeah,
very
it was. It was almost like a fan made. You know, The Rock. His Brahma Bull. It was almost like that sort of t-shirt. He came out, whatever, got into the octagon. And then when McGregor came out, like I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. Like I wasn't feeling too confident about it. And then I saw him come out without any top on, and he was like ready to get into the octagon and go straight away.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? Did you think that was like, I'm absolutely ready, or
yeah?
Yeah. You think he'd done his warm up in the back, and he was like, I'm getting in here, and it's go time.
Yeah,
I think Cerrone should have realised when he came with no t-shirt on. He was like, he's coming for me from like the bell.
Yeah. Myself and Ross also noticed that most of the time for the last few fights Conor's been in, he tends to come out first. So all the lights and the people chanting and everything, like tends to be missed by the fighter coming out. You know, whereas Cowboy Cerrone is waiting for Conor to enter the octagon, so like that's probably going to put more pressure on you.
And then the nerves are going to like really build up in Cerrone. Also, it must be really weird. I don't think people actually think about this, but they're fighting in America, and when you're the American and you're getting out-cheered by someone else, that must be a weird feeling.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
like he's there, like yeehaw, Mr. America Cowboy, and then McGregor comes out and everyone's like, yeah.
And
like,
also Cowboy most of the time would be the fans' favourite as well.
Oh, 100%. I don't think Cowboy's probably ever been booed in his life.
Yeah.
So McGregor comes out, walks into the cage. They bring them over. The ref steps in. They touch gloves, and McGregor runs across the cage, throws his sort of heavy left hand. Cowboy ducks, and I'm almost like, I think he actually hit him with his hip. But I actually thought he was trying to do the Masvidal knee at one stage.
Yeah.
I was like, is he trying to do the Masvidal knee and then call out Masvidal? Because like I was wondering, and then they clinch up, and McGregor, boom, shoulder. I think we're both sitting there going, I was like, oh, that actually looks quite sore. But then after you see them like break, you're like, fuck, he's hurt. And then McGregor, bang, slap, head kick. Cerrone threw his head kick first and then missed. I think that was like Cerrone's like Hail Mary. He was like, on bollocks here, head kick, missed.
It all happened so fast, and I was just like, I thought it was going to start slow. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that. I thought it would be like, right, try and gauge stuff. Like,
well, I really thought McGregor was like sort of looking for 5 minutes of like octagon time.
Yeah, same here.
That's just didn't take it.
That's the thing, man. He everything you expect, he doesn't do it. Like he said, he didn't do the Billy strut because everyone thought he was going to do it, so he didn't do it. Like everything you think he's going to do, he does the opposite. He's a mind fuck, man.
It's incredible. And then even like his shots on the ground, they were so like selected. Yeah. There was no, because a lot of people like they see your opponents rocked and they go berserker on them. You know what I mean? And they just like throw their hands as fast as possible. Like at halftime, they miss everything. His shots are so accurate.
Yeah.
Like, it's very hard to understand this, but when you throw 20 strikes in a fight, and if you land 19 of them, like, that is unheard of. You know what I mean? Like, for you look at someone like Tyson Fury, and if he walks out of fighting Deontay Wilder with over 40% of his strikes landed, like, he's more than likely, like, a landslide won the fight.
Yeah, I know.
Like, 95% of strikes landed.
I don't know. I know. Like myself and Ross we're almost going to do a live video on this on the night, like a fight companion, and then we really like it would have taken away what we were going to do today. But like we're better off like taking that day and like letting it
really analyse it.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah, you know.
In fairness, we might do a fight companion going forward.
Yeah.
We haven't really decided,
Yeah,
but
let us know.
we'll see. Let us know if you think we should.
Yeah.
But look, McGregor won. That's all she wrote. I think most people were in shock. I was like, I didn't really know how to rate the performance. It was so good, and I was so like blown away.
Yeah,
by
me and
how
Ross
good-
were shocked, man.
by how good he looked at 170 as well.
Yeah.
Because McGregor sort of said, I had a fry this morning and they made weight. And Cerrone obviously had to cut a bit of weight. Not a lot now. 90% of welterweights cut a lot more. He came in there and he made a show with Cerrone.
Yeah.
And I don't really like saying that because I like Cowboy.
First time Cowboy has ever not landed a strike in his fighting career.
There you have it. Cerrone, he didn't get a chance. He didn't.
No. Oh, like I'm still blown away by that performance, Ross. We watch so many fights, and no one goes in and like just starches people the way Conor does it.
No,
and he's special. Like no matter what you say, whether I know if you couldn't tell, Ross is obviously Irish, wearing an Irish stuff. But I mean, it doesn't matter if like he was English, Welsh, or like American.
No, it doesn't matter that he's Irish.
Yeah,
he's like such a character.
He's special, like, and
this way,
draws
if Darren Till actually went in and like batter people the way McGregor batters people every single time, we'd be sitting here going, Darren Till is incredible. You know what I mean? Like, he just happens to
Not
be
even
Irish.
John Jones does this stuff, and he's meant to be the best ever.
Yeah, John Jones, like, if John Jones was only like short and knockout power and then like he'd have it all. Well, also it doesn't help he's like snorting cocaine and running over pregnant women.
John Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was an insane performance. He got on the mic. He was actually quite humble on the mic afterwards.
Yeah.
I expected maybe a little bit of something, but I think the real question is, where does he actually go from here? You know what I mean? Jorge Masvidal was obviously in the crowd. He was wearing a Versace dressing gown that McGregor had previously worn.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was like trying to get him to take the fight. Usman was sitting in the front row. Apparently, there was loads of tweets that went out on Usman's account before the fight.
Yeah.
Dana White had to go into the locker room like, his account was hacked. McGregor's smart than that. He knows Ali Abdulaziz, who's also Khabib's manager, was like sending out tweets. I think it's actually like pathetic to say it was hacked. Like, he should be like, boy said that.
Man, this is this was planned. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Obviously, Ali Abdulaziz is like, we get Usman in the fight because like he could get all the money.
Yeah, because you know what? Like, I don't think Usman obviously doesn't hate McGregor enough to put out them disgusting tweets. But Ali Abdulaziz is like, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't think Usman's actually a bad guy. I think he's actually a really nice guy, and that's one of his biggest problems. You know?
Yeah.
He seems like very humble.
Yeah.
Like, look when he beat Woodley, like his granny was over there, like hugging Woodley and stuff. You know what I mean? He's not actually a bad guy. I think anyone who brings their granny to the fight is not a bad guy.
Yeah. Cowboy bring his granny into the octagon as well.
That was mad. Like, and then Conor like gave her great praise as well. He was like, she's a mad woman. She's like known in the sport now for being there.
Tom Brady then followed her on Instagram.
Yeah. At Cowboy Cerrone granny underscore.
Yeah. Yeah, but man, I'm so proud of that situation there, and the way, like, I feel like Conor's like a new man now, and like, obviously, like, the proof's in the pudding. Let's see what happens. But I mean, it's like it put such a nice spin on this new decade of MMA, and like there's now, who knows what happens if he fights Khabib next, but it's just a brilliant start to the decade and the year. Just the sportsmanship was brilliant. But as you said, let's find out. Let's break down who we think could be the next opponent, because Conor said in the post-fight interview with Ariel Helwani that he will fight again before the summer. He's like, maybe, probably, yeah, and then he goes, yes, I will fight again before the summer.
There we have it. He's come out and said he wants to be very, very active this year. Maybe I'll list out 5 opponents for Barry to fight next. You can sort of pick one and tell me why you should fight that, and then I'll pick one and tell you why you should fight them. So we have Khabib or Tony Ferguson, right? If one of them pulls out.
Yeah. When are they fighting, in April?
Yeah.
Okay.
Justin Gaethje, Jorge Masvidal, Kamaru Usman, and Nate Diaz.
I think you're forgetting one.
Who?
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway. Well, you want to say Max Holloway? Say Max Holloway.
Yeah. And also, I don't want to put like everyone on the list, but Poirier was being talked about fighting him as well.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I'll debunk Poirier because he's already fought Khabib last time. So if he was to fight Conor, then beat Conor, then the next fight would have to be against Khabib.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Also, he's fought Tony Ferguson before as well, I think.
Not sure
back in
about
the
that.
day. I think. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. Maybe he hasn't.
Okay. Well, then we may as well move on to Max Holloway then.
Right, you want to start Max Holloway?
Yeah.
Start Max Holloway. Tell me, why would Conor McGregor fight Max Holloway?
Because when he did originally fight Max Holloway years ago, remember he beat him by decision, and then he wrecked his knee, and then he was out for like a year, close to a year.
Yeah.
I think like Max Holloway now, he's after losing to Volkanovski. Conor really, as we've seen here, Conor needs to be like really like want to get up at that early in the morning to fight. I don't think someone like Gaethje is really gonna like make him do it. I think someone like Max Holloway, he's like, right, I really want to beat him. Max Holloway's also a great name. He's like known as the greatest featherweight champion ever. Conor beat him. Conor would like to like prove that again. I think it'd be a 155. I don't think it'd be a 170. But I think like Max Holloway is definitely probably ahead of Kamaru Usman to get that fight.
Do you think if he actually fought Max Holloway, he'd actually ask Max Holloway to fight at 170? Because if he actually fought Max Holloway at 170, I'd favour McGregor far more. Just because Holloway would have to put on so much weight that he'd probably actually be less fit. If that makes sense.
No, I think it could be Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor, 155 pounds. The winner then takes on Khabib or Tony Ferguson for the title. That's what I could see happening more, because he said that Masvidal just looked like a tick wearing his old robe. He was like, what's the story with that? And then like Kamaru Usman, I don't think Kamaru Usman's name isn't big enough for him. I know he has the belt, but I think Masvidal would happen before Usman. You know? Well, like, so let me know what you think anyway. Before I answer everything.
Well, look, you're allowed to have your opinion on it, and I'll have mine. I think the Usman fight is actually more on the table now than before the Cerrone fight, just because McGregor went up to 170 and finished Cowboy in 40 seconds. No one's finished Cowboy that fast in a fight ever. Also, Dana White just got proven he was wrong, that McGregor can't fight at 170. He just went in there and walked through Cerrone.
I know.
I think the Masvidal fight could be on the table. I think if anyone could actually entice McGregor into a fight by a bit of verbal sparring, I think Masvidal is the one to actually do it. Nate Diaz is also available. He could fight him. The trilogy is always going to be an absolutely massive fight. I think I'd favour Conor McGregor more now than ever after watching both their last fight. Justin Gaethje is a very, very interesting one. I actually think that's the easiest fight for McGregor. Justin Gaethje's proved how hittable he is. Yeah. And I think McGregor would be able to beat him in under 2 minutes as well. Yeah. I could see the way Gaethje gets hit and then gets rocked, but then comes back and wins. Yeah, I think when you get rocked by Conor McGregor, that's it. Yeah. It's game over.
But I don't think Gaethje's a big enough name for him to really want to get in there. And also, he wasn't at the event.
Oh, I'm fully aware that Gaethje wasn't at the event.
He was up in the bleachers.
But I just more so think for staying active, and then everyone been you ducked Gaethje. McGregor might just go, you know what? I'll just knock Gaethje out as well. Yeah,
but I don't think people would be like, oh, you duck Gaethje if he takes on Holloway, you know? And Holloway's coming off a loss as well.
Yeah,
2 losses.
Yeah, but I think with McGregor, they're always going to say, oh, you should have fought him instead.
They're always going to say that, though.
Yeah, no,
if he takes on Masvidal, they're going to be like, oh, you ducked Usman.
Well, I think no matter who he fights, people are going to criticize it. It's a bit like when he was coming up the ranks. He was fighting everyone. They were like, you haven't fought a jiu-jitsu guy, knocked out Brandao. Yeah. You haven't fought a wrestler, knocks out Chad Mendes. You haven't fought a top fiver, knocks out Poirier. It's like, you haven't beat Aldo, beats him in 13 seconds. Well,
the thing is, he's going to pick one that the fans want. The fans are if you put a poll out now, I don't think he's going to get a hold of loads of people clamoring for Gaethje.
Maybe we'll put about
and people know Max Holloway.
We'll put out a poll on Instagram stories. Not one of those vote polls, but the right answer ones, and then because I think you can just still see the percentage, if that makes sense. It doesn't matter what the right answer is. Pulling them out.
I hate the way you can't do that properly.
You can't do a 4-person poll
on Twitter. You can.
Yeah, it's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
But tweet us. Yeah.
Yeah, but So what are you thinking now? This is what the people at home are sort of thinking. What do you think's next? Because he still wants to be ready for the possibility of fighting Khabib or Tony Ferguson if one of them drops out.
I I randomly enough just like the Gaethje fight. You know that? I think like
I don't not like that.
No, but I think it's like in terms of actually stylistically, it's like a friendly fight. They both knock people out, and it sort of keeps. It keeps McGregor at the top of the 155-pound food chain.
Yeah, but if you're also looking at Masvidal as well, that fight, like, if Masvidal is going to have to take on Usman if McGregor picks someone else, right?
Yeah.
If Masvidal loses to Usman, that's it, gone.
Oh, 100%.
Like, Masvidal is just no longer relevant then.
Masvidal would almost be better off trying to like coerce Nick Diaz into a fight.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, do you go for, do you strike while the iron's hot? Like, while Masvidal is still sort of relevant?
I think the longer months go on, the less relevant Masvidal is. You know that?
Yeah. And also, if Masvidal loses to Usman, then Usman's the bad motherfucker as well. Then technically, you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So then, what are we narrowing it down to? I don't think Usman's next, because McGregor doesn't want to fight someone who fights the same way, sort of Khabib can. I know Usman's like, oh, it can stand and bang, but like,
it's like the Conor McGregor lottery, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
It's like,
oh man,
it's
they
like,
all want
like,
that.
It's like roll the drum. It's like. And the winner is
yeah. They all want it. They all want it.
Yeah, they all do want it. They all are saying his name.
Okay, so let's see. Right, but give us we're gonna go. Joe, we're both gonna do. We're gonna go in order 1, 2, and 3. Who you think he's gonna fight? Not in like he's gonna fight him, then him, but like
in like most likely. We're
most
not saying,
likely,
not saying our preference. We're saying who we actually think he's gonna fight.
Yeah, you can go first, right?
All right. I think.
Make sure you sort of sit up a bit, so people know I'm not lying. Ross means
Number
business
one
now.
Will be Justin Gaethje. Number 2, Jorge Masvidal. Number 3, Kamaru Usman.
Okay, I'm gonna go number 1. That I think he's gonna fight is Max Holloway. Number 2, Masvidal. Number 3, he fills in for Khabib versus Ferguson.
No, it's also Justin Gaethje is also managed by Ali Abdulaziz. So I actually think that's might actually entice him to go in there and just knock the head off him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let us know who you think Conor McGregor is going to fight next.
Make sure to do it. Make sure to do it. It's actually like I think that's what everyone wants to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like everyone, you know what? It's much more fun to actually speculate what's going to happen next than this to know what's going to happen next and then give your opinion on it.
That's it. And then it's like Conor McGregor is fighting Brock Lesnar. It's like, damn it. But right, anything else to say about that?
No. I also wouldn't. In fairness, I wouldn't be shocked if any of the 5 names come out of the hat.
Yeah.
And you never know. You might just get someone absolutely left field as well. They might be like, "Do you remember the Ultimate Fighter? He's going to fight Uriah Faber."
George St. Pierre.
George St. Pierre. Who knows? Well, and now he's fought at 170. I'm like, I'm not like unbelievably shocked by it. Bisping's come out of retirement.
Bisping was dying to come out of retirement there. He was like, oh shit.
He's like, I love to fight McGregor card.
Yeah, man. Oh my god. You see, like this is the brilliant thing for me and Ross doing this thing. Like, obviously going to the Bellator events and doing media stuff is brilliant. Like, and I absolutely love it. But like when something really exciting happens, and then you're like, yes, this week we don't have to talk about UFC Russia card that no one knows who's fighting. I mean, you really yeah, Volkov. But thanks a lot for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this shit, because this is one of the main reasons why I do this shit. But will I move on to this weekend?
Yeah, you might as well just run through it.
Yeah, okay. This weekend is UFC Rally. It's on in the PNC Arena. It's being headlined by Curtis Razor Blades against Junior Cigano dos Santos. Ross, we may as well start at the main thing, and then I'm going to scroll down through it. So Curtis Blades taking on Junior dos Santos, Ross, in the heavyweight bout. Number 3 versus number 4. This could potentially be a heavyweight title
eliminator.
Eliminator, yeah.
The only reason I think it might not be is just because Francis Ngannou's like waiting in the wings, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here, look, are they
That's
ever
a scary guy to wait in the wings.
I think before we go any further, like, when the hell is Stipe versus Daniel Cormier going to be announced? I don't care if it's announced for like UFC 253. Like, I just want that to be like, right, that fight's happening.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate grappler versus striker matchup, isn't it? Dos Santos is former UFC heavyweight champion, probably the best pure boxing in the entire division. Yeah. Curtis Blades is probably the best takedown artist in the division. I know Daniel Cormier is probably technically a better wrestler, but in terms of shooting that double leg, Blades is absolutely brilliant at it.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to whether Dos Santos can keep him on the feet and land the big shot, or whether Blades can take him down. I think I was sort of leaning towards Dos Santos beforehand, but I think Blades is going to be able to take him down, hold him down, ground and pound, get the win.
Yeah. I think Dos Santos would probably be one of the closest people to be like Francis Ngannou. Ngannou beat Blades twice. So therefore I'm just going to go with Dos Santos.
I think he'd be able to knock him out early.
Yeah, he looks a bit energized.
Yeah, in fairness, it's the only really way to get it done against Blades, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos, is going to fight Michael Chiesa. Chiesa's actually looked pretty good at welterweight, but I think Dos Anjos, unless you're actually going to win the belt, I don't think anyone beats Dos Anjos.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I know Chiesa's going to have to try and get this to the ground, and like Dos Anjos is a black belt as well, isn't he?
Yeah, in fairness, I was sort of drinking the Michael Chiesa Kool-Aid, and then he fought Anthony Pettis, and then Pettis just like beat him quite easily, and that sort of made me go, nah, Chiesa's like forever going to be ranked between 15 and 10.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
And then RDA is, I think, for the rest of his career, is going to be ranked between like 7 and 3.
Yeah. Ross's Welsh counterpart, Brett Johns, is also fighting on the card against Tony Gravely.
Yeah, it's actually a shy card, isn't it?
It's odd, shy card. But there was actually a couple of fights announced, Ross, during last week. Israel Adesanya is now taking on Yoel Romero, and also Tyron Woodley is taking on Leon Edwards.
Yeah, 2 massive fights in both divisions. Obviously, Adesanya versus Romero was for the belt. It just goes to show you, like, Adesanya's character by willing to take on Romero. He's definitely the scariest fight in the division. And if you actually, like, view the people who've fought Romero, like, some of them, like, Tim Kennedy, like, basically, like, he was never the same and retired after fighting Romero. Look at Whitaker, like
Whitaker twice.
He's not the same whatsoever. Adesanya just went in there and like made a show of him.
Give us another name.
Who else fought him there? Paulo Costa like broke his bicep. You know what I mean? Like,
no, give us another one.
Chris Weidman's like been knocked out in every fight ever since. I mean, everyone ever fights him, and like Leon Machida was like sent off to Bellator. Like, it's almost like you retire after fighting Romero. Like, your career's over.
That's a feather in the cap.
He like takes it out of you. And for whatever reason, I actually really fancy Romero to be able to beat Adesanya in this fight. I feel like Romero is so powerful and he's such a good wrestler. He actually will, for once, implement his wrestling.
Let's see what happens. He is a spider monkey.
And then, as you said, which was the other fight you said?
Leon Edwards against Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, great fight, headlining the O2 Arena in March.
Yeah. Look,
this is Leon Edwards, like, title shot, really. I mean, he wins this fight and he has to fight for the belt.
He's off to the races, yeah.
So, and also, it actually isn't a terrible thing for Leon Edwards if Usman versus Masvidal was announced, because then if he beats Woodley, you win. If Masvidal wins, it's like the grudge match versus Masvidal, and if Usman wins, he gets a chance to take back. I think he's only lost twice in UFC, but it was last time he lost was to Usman. So, like, you know, it'll be a rematch.
What do you think they're going to do with Usman? I know we were discussing the Conor situation, but like, if that's off the cards, then
well, I think what they're going to do with Usman pulls down to what they're going to do with McGregor. Whether they're going to do McGregor Masvidal or whether they're going to do, it's a trickle effect,
yeah. Because now that I think about it as well, I don't think Masvidal, like, I don't think it's great for Dana White to put Masvidal against Usman. Well, who knows? Well, Usman needs someone that can actually sell a card, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think it has to be Masvidal versus Usman, just because after making this Leon Edwards fight, because he was the only other person who could fight for the title. Yeah. It was either Masvidal or Edwards versus Usman, and now you have.
But Masvidal has to strike while they aren't hot as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But if you also look at it, are they going to keep Usman on the sidelines until June? Because Usman just fought, and then he's not going to wait till March and then wait till June to actually fight the winner of that fight.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have to fight.
Yeah. Well, and then this weekend as well, Bellator returns. It's going to be Bellator 238. It's being headlined by Julia Budd against Chris Cyborg, making a Bellator debut for the featherweight world title. Ross, Chris Cyborg's she's coming off a defeat from Amanda Nunes, champ, and she's gone in straight for a title fight.
Yeah, I think she'll be the only person to ever hold the Strikeforce, Bellator and UFC title.
So.
She probably will be, won't she? So I expect her to get the job done.
Yeah. Also in the Featherweight World Grand Prix quarterfinal, Darian Caldwell is taking on Adam Borch. Adam Borch is actually undefeated.
I actually think Adam Borch looks really, really good in the last couple of fights, and I've seen Caldwell lose before, so therefore I know it's possible.
Yeah. Also on the card, Sergio Pettis making his Bellator debut. Juan Archuleta's on the card as well. Unfortunately, Dylan Dennis was meant to be on the card, but he's not on it. But that would have been very interesting because he brings a lot of interest as well.
Yeah, there's other brilliant fighters on the card, like Raymond Daniels on the card, Aaron Pico's on the card, AJ Askram, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
He's an absolute jiu-jitsu phenom. He's in the card as well. So, and as well as Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor and UFC vet Curtis Melinder. It's actually better than the UFC card.
Yeah, it is.
If you could actually just put the main and co-main event of the UFC onto this Bellator card, like I'd actually stay up and watch it late.
Yeah, name-wise, it's brilliant.
It is, isn't it?
Like it just had, yeah, but it is a bit one-sided.
Oh yeah, Bellator are notoriously known for doing that.
Yeah, but
notorious.
If you're really enjoying the MMA shows, make sure to please do us a favor and subscribe. Definitely tell a friend, because this year we're trying to really grow the show. Myself and Ross met up with a guy called Paul Fogarty, who's in charge of One Hit Management over the weekend, and we were discussing things what we should just do moving on into the future and all that sort of crack. And then so that's why, in order to really grow the show, like we need people that are actually enjoying the shows, watching the shows. Make sure to like, subscribe, tell a friend. I know, like, we ask you to do that, but like in order to us to actually grow.
Yeah, if you love the show and want us to keep doing the show and do more shows, if you like and subscribe, it actually does help us do more shows.
Yeah, because we're trying to invest more in the product as well. Like we're trying to get more mics so we can get more people on the show. You know what I mean? Ross's mum was like, "When am I coming on the show to talk about my soup that I make?" It's like, we need to get another mic.
Yeah, good woman Judy.
Good woman Judy.